Well, ladies and gentlemen, we were supposed to get a winter wonderland with the recent storm that we had here in January, and this is what we got instead. As you can see here, we mostly got freezing rain. But what I'm going to try and capture on my Polaroid i2 is this scene right here with the sun shining and the raindrops falling. I hope it looks as good on this camera as it does to my own eyes, but we will see. And I'm trying to do this without getting the camera wet, but it's going to be really difficult. So yeah, we'll take one shot with regular color film with the color frame, and then we're going to try some reclaimed green shots in winter weather. So let's see how it turns out. I've got my camera set to f32, 1/250th the shutter speed, flash is off, and exposure comp is at 0. Adjusted my shutter speed, oh, there's no film. Right, I adjusted my shutter speed to 1/100th. Hopefully that captures the streaks of rain better, but also the exposure was just not where I wanted it to be once I got the camera lined up. And as you can see, my camera is very wet here, and I'd like to dry it off so that no water gets on the internal parts of it. So I'm going to dry my camera off. I put some reclaimed green film in there, and we're going to see what happens next. I don't know what exactly I'm hoping to capture with the reclaimed green here. Once again, I was hoping for a much more wintry wonderland, but yeah, here we go. We'll insert this new cartridge and we'll get started. Camera's getting warm in the sunlight. I thought about switching to my Polaroid now because I feel like it's just less likely to take water damage, but I think I'll just be careful and not get under any of the trees that have just the copious amounts of water melting out of them. Make sure it's fully inserted. And there we have it, right there. Let's see what our exposure is. f32, 1/100th. It shows it being a little underexposed. So, but we're aiming directly towards the sun. We'll see how that turns out. Got my dogs in the backyard. There we go. It's the first shot. I've already got one photograph in here, so it's a little bit easier to get in. I don't know if you guys can see that. Right there's my coat pocket. So that's where the shots will go, and we'll see how they turn out. It's so difficult for me to decide what kind of shots I want to get. Oh my God, my dog's coming over here. He's so wet. Nope. Hey, buddy. Anyway, so I'm gonna try and get a close-up of this gutter that my dog chewed up because a little chipmunk ran up into it, and I came home one day and it just looked like this. It's gonna be a close-up. I'm gonna try using the flash on this one just to get some highlights in there, and because we'll be close to it. And I don't know that I've ever gotten a shot this close up, so we'll see how this turns out. All right, that's shot number 2. I'd love to try and get a shot of one of my dogs, but they're underneath the tree right now, which is just completely shedding water. And once again, I don't want to get the tongue wet on this camera. All right, underneath my carport, this is the shot we've got right here. Once again, I want to try and capture some of this ice melting in the glistening sun. I'm still at f32, 1/100th of a second, and 0 exposure comp. Let's see what we can look at through here. That could be really cool. Let's see, I can hardly see my exposure comp. It still says that it's in the negative. It's like a -1 exposure comp. Here we go. And right there is our next shot of reclaimed green. Next thing we're gonna do is try to get some of the icicles and just the ice glistening off of these pine trees here. So I had to adjust my camera. It's at f/16 and 1/160th of a second. I did realize I need a firmware update in this. Let me see if I can get some of the glistening in here from the sun. Right there. And that's number 4. Well, I've been walking around the house for a minute and it really sucks that the best icicles that I can capture are from this garbage can, but hey, we'll see how they turn out. I can't believe I'm taking a picture of a garbage can. Some of these icicles are falling off as we speak. And there went one. This is at f/16, 1/200th of a second. No flash. In some areas, you wouldn't even be able to tell that we're in a winter wonderland, but the next thing we're gonna do is try to get a shot of this bush against the ice-covered ground. I'm in the safety of my porch, so this camera doesn't get wet. Hopefully, the tongue doesn't get wet either. We're at f/11, 1/60th of a second, and we've got the flash on. Let's see what this looks like in Polaroid green. All right, y'all, I've got 2 shots left. We might be getting a wintry mix again tonight, so I have decided to wait it out and see how tomorrow looks. I'll either get some more shots of just some icy scenery, or I'll just have to figure out what to do with the other 2 shots. See you guys tomorrow. Well, everyone, I'm back inside, so yeah, the winter weather that we were supposed to get the next day never came. So I'm just here to talk to you about the other 2 shots that I got and give you guys my final thoughts on these reclaimed green shots of the snow-ish weather. So it was cold and dreary that day and still kind of wet outside, and I didn't really have many good things to take a photo of that day, so I decided, you know what, let's see what some indoor shots will look like. So I decided to take a picture of my lamp instead, and here's how that one turned out. Yeah, I don't think that one's bad at all. I do wish that I had turned on one more of the lamp lights just to add a little bit more of some dynamic imagery in there. But then I also was like, you know what, I'll take a picture of my dog while I'm inside, had the flash on, had the exposure set what I thought was properly. So here's what my black and brown German Shepherd is supposed to look like. So you can see them there, and my blonde German Shepherd running outside. And here's how the reclaimed green photo of my black and brown German Shepherd turned out. Yeah, so that's wonderful. How great. Now, as far as my favorite shots go, I really enjoyed the wide shot of my backyard. I think that one turned out great, even though it's really difficult to tell that there is snow on the ground. It kind of just looks like the ground is just overexposed. The next one I really enjoyed, and I didn't think that I would, was the icicles on the trash can shot. I can't believe I actually enjoyed how that one turned out, and I thought it was really sharp and clear. And then the shot of the tree branches with the ice glistening in the sun and the fence posts, I really liked that one as well, although I would love to have seen a little bit more of the glistening from the ice, but beggars can't be choosers. Now, the one that I was most disappointed in was the gutter shot. It's so difficult to tell what exactly you're looking at in this picture, and I think that's partially due to the fact that snow just kind of has this camouflaging effect when it's in reclaimed green. And then, you know, something interesting is that in my shot of the bush and the ground, there's a little bit of a blemish there, and that blemish in the upper right corner of this photograph turned it a little orange. So I think that's interesting. I think that was, I've never seen that happen. Of course, I've not shot that many reclaimed green photos. So that was it for my 8 shots of Polaroid reclaimed green in the snow / ice. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your favorite photograph is, and look forward to more Polaroid photography videos to come. Thank you guys for checking me out, and I'll catch you guys next time.